a little bit in Pittsburgh, right? And then at the end of practice, Aaron Rodgers was throwing a pass and a reporter caught it on the sideline. That was not his intended target. So things could be better. Making matters worse, Kyle Duggar is out this week. Hand injury. Derek Harmon, the rookie defensive tackle, who was drafted in a direct response to the Ravens rushing all over the Steelers in that wild card game, is also out for the second straight week with a knee injury.
Yikes.
Well, first off,
What else you got?
That's all the bad news.
The Spotify premium note.
Well, first off, guys, that means that the Rooney family is still frugal. Right? They haven't let 6 Lombardis go to their heads. Right? They understand that in this society, in this economy, right? You have to be thinking toward the future.
That's exactly right.
They got to listen to one ad, then so be it during the stretch. Now, I think, man, you know, she talked about it not being great. Like, let's be honest, it's bad. You can tell from Mike Tomlin having to acknowledge that he shared the frustration of the fans that were screaming, "Fire Tomlin." Aaron Rodgers calling out the wide receivers and the people who aren't showing up to extra meetings or who aren't getting the adjustments at the line of scrimmage. That's not the sign of a team that's together. That's not a sign of a team that has their arrow pointed upward. And then now when you go into this matchup against the Baltimore Ravens, you're playing a team who, at least on paper, is much better, even though they haven't been playing that way. If I'm the Baltimore Ravens and I look at that film from last week and I say even in 11 personnel, they were able to run the football down the throats of the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's where my game plan starts. And on the other side of the ball, this is a team offensively that hasn't been able to create explosive passing plays. And so can you use Kenneth Gainwell? Can you use guys like Jaylen Warren in the pass game to attack the linebackers of the Baltimore Ravens? Because to me, that's the only place I feel the Pittsburgh Steelers have a win, because you know outside it's going to be DK Metcalf or bust. And Aaron Rodgers has been trying to get the football out of his hands early. And when he does it, he isn't moving as effectively as he moved early on.
Obviously, he's injured as well. And he wasn't expected to come in and be the savior, because we were supposed to have a fabulous defense.
I mean, to supposed to have is harsh.
I was going to say, you're not the highest paid defense and not supposed to be.
Second highest paid and oldest, starting on average at 29 years old.
All right, let's go Pittsburgh. Here we go.
Defensively, they're allowing the 5th most points per game.
Yeah, so
what concerns you?
Well, a lot. I would say Ryan talking about that tape from last week. And now listen, Buffalo got basically into this formation. They ran essentially the same play 29 times. That's embarrassing. If I had to pick one clip to illustrate what is the starting point problem with this Steelers run defense, it would be this one. I don't play defense, I never did, Ryan did, but everything I've always heard about defense is low man wins. And I look at this clip and I go to a man across the board. He's standing up. He's completely 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 standing up. He's almost straight-legged. So I'm looking as a defense and going, there's not one person on this Pittsburgh Steelers run defense that is playing lower than anybody for the Buffalo Bills, and we wonder why there's these huge gashes in the run game and they're getting pushed around. It's because this has been the story for the year, that this Steelers defense, to a man, against the run is just constantly playing so high that we, as an offensive perspective, we just think we could push you around. That's exactly what Buffalo did. I promise you that's exactly what the Baltimore Ravens are going to think and try to do.
Yeah, I mean, we all share the same after what we saw last week. If I'm Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens, I'm putting that tape on and I'm challenging every single member of the Ravens offense to replicate that. And people will say, well, the Bills have great offensive line. The Bills were down both of their tackles. And by the way, it wasn't just the offensive line. It was the Bills' skill players who were dominating them. Rashad Bateman and DeAndre Hopkins are big receivers. They should be able to get involved in the run game here, tight ends as well. And if the Steelers defense gets a little nosy against the run, and why wouldn't they after what happened last week, Lamar has to be accurate on those play action passes because they will be there in this game. There will be opportunities after what happened last week. Lamar simply has to hit them in a way that he hasn't over the last few weeks.
And when you look at that tape that Dan just showed, not only were they standing straight up, they were standing in the exact same spot. right? When you see the best defensive line, they get penetration and they at least alter the track of the running back. We weren't seeing that from James Cook. He was allowed to hit the second level running and running and running, and then we saw the wide receivers attached to DBs there as well.
Okay, so as we look at our picks for this game, all of that having been said, only one of us picked the Steelers, and it is the former Steeler.
You just didn't want to get gonged.
He'd rather be gonged than unloyal.
That's true.
Because like this is Ravens Steelers, and though it looks nothing like 2008 when we played 3 times and people left in bad shape, at least I'm gonna go with the squad. And if we lose, we just lose. It ain't like they good, Hannah.
Right.
Well,
it ain't like
the 08 record.
I
It
don't
ain't like
know.
our 08 that
Fair.
3 games.
Fair.
Y'all beat them 3 times?
Beat them 3 times, went to Super Bowl.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
It wasn't,
that
hey,
is-
wasn't a lot of points
Look at
scored
those
either.
scores.
There wasn't a lot of points scored, bro.
13-10, 13.
It was ugly. It was nasty.
signature.
Well, right now, I have
Brooke Pryor, Brooke, thanks for joining us. Sorry, you didn't get a word in edgewise, but hey, the Spotify report was
Brooke
awesome.
started us off.
That was amazing. Houston is a problem, like a big, fat monster problem. How much of a problem for Kansas City? We're going to find out coming up as NFL Live is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of ESPN, and in part by T-Mobile. When ludicrous moves, fans move. Catch them live during the T-Mobile SEC
like that.
Champion. That's exactly right. There you
I
go.
don't use Spotify.
Let's just talk about ludicrous.
Luda!